Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's David Webb.
I'm Ariel Edwards.
We get nerdy nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
Hey. That is right. Welcome back to another edition of the Nightly Morning Show, a Wednesday edition.
Yeah.
A hump day edition of the Nightly Morning Show here on twitch.tv/thenerdynightly. If you're catching this in our audio podcast feed or on the YouTube, please know that you can join us Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern to watch the show live as we break down the news with me and a little Roos.
Lil Roos. I'm never gonna live that down.
Rapper
man.
extraordinaire Lil Roos.
Yeah. No, I don't.
That's
rap.
a big old no.
I do not rap. I'll be the person who does the random riffs in the background of a rap song. Mm-hmm. But that's as close as I get. Yeah.
I wanna shoot, baby.
Yeah, I'll do that kind of stuff.
Totally. Welcome in, everybody. For those of you who were here yesterday, we were celebrating Life Day with our good friend Mello. And part of that was talking about the fact that Disney Plus had released a new Life Day Star Wars Lego holiday special.
Yeah.
It was the Lego Star Wars holiday special. You know, Lego likes to put its name first.
Yes.
And we watched that last night. And
we did.
What'd you think?
You know what? It was actually really sweet. It was very much kid friendly, geared towards young.
As all Lego
children,
content,
you
yes.
know, which
and should be. I don't need an adult Lego.
No, no, that's okay. But it was really cute and clearly outside of canon, but it was fun to see regardless. Yeah. There were just these silly things that you wouldn't get outside of Lego.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It's easily digestible. It's only about an hour long. And we enjoyed it. It was a nice way to relax for the evening.
I especially appreciated the way the Emperor was portrayed. I found that quite funny.
Yeah.
I had a great time. For me, it was nice to have new Star Wars again. I love Star Wars so much, obviously. I mean, just look at my life. But look at the giant image of me painted as Obi-Wan Kenobi that hangs in my living room.
There's a Millennium Falcon right there and right there.
And X-Wing.
Yeah.
And I always get excited for new Star Wars, and so obviously I was excited for this. But it was really nice to have something that felt like a holiday movie.
Yeah.
And gave me holiday vibes that wasn't tied to any sort of religious idea.
Yeah.
It didn't, it wasn't a Christmas movie. It wasn't and it was just kind of its own thing, but it still had a holiday.
It was a Life Day.
Yeah, it was Life Day.
Yeah.
But it felt nice. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. I thought the jokes were good. Mm-hmm. I thought that for young kids, it would be a perfect little hour-long watch.
Yeah.
It didn't overstay its welcome. It wasn't too long, like the original holiday special is. And I was just really impressed with it. I do wish that they'd gotten the original cast back to do the voices.
Yeah.
The voices were noticeably different for the characters. But other than that, honestly, it was fun. I had a really good time with it. Mm-hmm. The other weird thing about it that we kept noticing is Yoda's face is animated differently than every other character's face.
Yeah.
And he has legitimate eyelids.
Yeah, it's very weird to see as a Lego character. I was
his mouth is also 3-dimensional. It goes in. Everyone else is on the face. The Lego movie, it just moves up and down. It's 2D on the face. But Yoda's face is 3D.
Yeah.
And it's super weird.
It's very weird just in when you put it against everything else in the movie.
Yeah.
You're Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think it would have been as weird, if all the characters looked more like that, but he was just so different.
It reminds me of the Disney Hercules movie. When you get to the Hydra scene, and the Hydra is in a different animation style than the rest of the movie. And the Hydra's in that, because they were trying something new, and they're trying some new 3D animation techniques. Mm-hmm. But the whole rest of the movie doesn't look like that at all, and so it just is kind of, you're
it's a little bit odd.
Yeah.
You're wait. Something doesn't feel right.
Hercules is my favorite Disney animated film. Don't get me wrong. I'm not down on Hercules.
Yeah.
I just it is always striking to me when I'm like, oh yeah, the Hydra like looks very different than everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, and like even as a kid, you know, noticing that, you're like, you know. But yeah, we enjoyed it, guys. If you have an hour and you love Star Wars and you like Lego, you know, give it a watch. It's fun, it's silly, but it's a good time.
Delpickle says the Lego, the child character is so bad though. The eyes are creepy, and they use the baby model, which makes it oddly proportioned. Yeah, both Yodas. Baby Yoda, who does appear very briefly, and Yoda. Yoda? Do you think his last name's Yoda? Do you think his name is Yoda Y Yoda, and his name is actually Yoda?
No.
What if his name was Yoda?
I'd be very upset.
Yoda, oxen free. Yeah, the choice to make the Yoda species 3-dimensional and no one else is a choice.
Yeah. It's a choice.
Yeah. There's also some... Dilpickle brings up the proportions, but... yodeling. Funny joke. There's also some... like, the characters are too big for the X-Wings, so they're sit outside the X-Wings on top of them in space, which cracked me up.
Yeah.
But stuff like that, like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, it's Lego, and you're kind of like, it's fine.
But yeah, the story was fun. The moral message of it was really good.
Yeah.
You know, it was a good message about, like, being a teacher, being a leader, being a friend. And yeah, they just did a good job.
Yeah.
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 Should we get into some of the actual news?
Yes. Let's do it.
Y'all, we found out yesterday. We actually talked about yesterday on the show that there's too many DC television shows.
Yeah, we were like, okay, wait, how many are running concurrently?
Yes,
Like,
or in being made right now to come out in the next year.
Yeah.
And we found out some news about one of those shows yesterday after the show, which was that the showrunner Terrence Winter for the show for the prequel show, to The Batman, centered around the GCPD, is going to he left. Terrence Winter has left the production over creative differences after sparring with the with Matt Reeves, who is directing the Batman movie, as well as the studio, over how the show should go, the tone, stuff like that. And so creative differences is Hollywood speak for we're not going to tell you what happened.
Yeah.
It's a polite way to say, hey, don't ask any more questions about this because we won't answer them.
Yeah.
But it is a shame. Terrence Winter is a rather prolific showrunner, and I was excited to see how he was going to write this show.
Yeah.
But he has stepped away now. Do you think... What do you think creative differences could be in a pandemic? Like, do you think they had, like, a bad Zoom call?
Oh my god. No, they just had, like, technical difficulties in the Zoom call. It wasn't even that, like, they just got so frustrated because it kept, like, cutting out or the mic stopped working, and they were just like, you know what? No, I can't do it. Can't do it.
Can you imagine if they were literally like, Terrence Winter cannot figure out how to use Zoom? So we can't. We have to work over Zoom, and he can't figure it out, so we're not going to work with him. Terrence, we'll hire you again when we can see you in person.
Oh my god. I really hope that was it. I know that that's not the case.
No, it's definitely not.
But I like, that to me, that... Instead of saying creative differences, I would just be like, you know, like, he left the project due to technical difficulties. Due to
technical difficulties. Yeah, people would literally be like, I think, are they implying that Terrence Winter is a robot? Is Terrence Winter a robot?
Hey, no judgment, but you never know.
Yeah, truly, you never know.
Oh my goodness.
So, one of the things that's interesting to me about this story is I think that it happens a lot in situations where there is a television show like this that is tied into a movie franchise. Movie franchises place certain demands on the things that are asked of them, you know?
Yeah.
And so the Warner Brothers team is definitely in a mindset to protect the franchise of the Batman.
Yeah. And
I think that in doing so, it makes it hard for more auteuristic creators to be in charge of them.
Yeah.
They typically want to do their own thing. They want to make it their own. They want to say something with it. While the studio is more minded towards, hey, this has to fit into a certain world that we're building, and it has to build upon the fan base of that world.
Yeah.
And it has to financially make sense for us to have these connected in a way. So like you have to make your show within these parameters.
Yeah.
And I think that for someone like Terrence Winter, there's no real reason for him to want to create something that he doesn't have full control over.
Yeah. When you are already at that point, you know, you have the time, you have the money. You know, if a project is not what you want it to be, then you don't have to do it, you know. It probably seems like this was not going to be enjoyable for him in the way that he wanted it to be because of these differences. And hey, you know what? Like, honestly, like, all the power to you. I don't know what happened, but as long as it was, you know, amicable, and he's like, hey, look, this is not what I want to be doing with my time, that I totally get that. You know, if you're at that point in your career, all the power to you.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think also that for a show like this, you want someone who wants to... You want someone who wants to fit into the world, right?
Yeah.
Like, for Warner Brothers, I don't think there's going to be any ill will here. I don't think there's going to be any... I don't think anyone at Warner Brothers is upset with Terrence Winter. Unless there was some huge fight.
That they are not going to talk about.
And we hear in 3 months that, like, Matt Reeves and Terrence Winter went to blows over a Zoom call and were punching the screens, which I don't think happened.
I'm going to bet money that no.
I just, you know, whenever I hear this in a franchise that's connected like this, I get this sense that they got together, they worked on it a little bit, they had different visions, and Matt Reeves and Warner Brothers were like, look, this is what we need it to be. And Terrence Winter was like, respectfully, that's not kind of where I want to spend the next year of my life. Because for these creators, you've got to understand, like, you have to spend a year of your life on this show. 24/7. Sometimes you end up overnights for weeks at a time. You know?
Yeah, it really takes over your entire life to put on a project of this magnitude. And if it's not going to be something that you love, like that's going to be a rough year.
And yeah, and honestly, I'm kind of hoping that the studio will maybe turn towards an up and coming person and give someone a shot now.
Yeah.
Because I think the Batman is a franchise where you could take an up and coming young creator who, you know, I'm not saying pluck an unknown, unless it's me. If you want me to show run the show, I absolutely will. I'm sorry, I will quit the nightly morning show.
I'll give you his phone number, guys.
But I'm pretty sure my phone number is actually on Instagram, which I need to fix. But
okay.
No, my old one is.
Oh, your New York number. Perfect.
My new phone number not on Instagram. Thank Gorsh.
No, but I love what you're saying, that like the Batman is so that's a world and a universe and a franchise that's already been established. It's clear that Matt
Reeves.
It's clear that Matt Reeves knows what it needs to be
and has a strong vision for it.
There is already a vision for this. To bring someone in who's a little more green, I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And give them a shot at something huge like this would be life-changing for somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, and because you have Matt Reeves there, executive producing, and obviously having his hands in it, I think that you're kind of safe to bring in someone else who maybe has less experience but has a really creative vision. Terrence Winter was showrunning the show as well as writing it, so obviously they're going to be bringing in a new writer.
Yeah.
And I think, especially if you could find someone with an interesting, you know, your Commissioner Gordon in this show is a person of color, and so I think that if you were to bring in a showrunner of color to write, really write a story about what it would be like for the Commissioner of Gotham to be a person of color and what how that would affect the story. I think that there's actually a really interesting take in there that I don't have. I have no idea how to write that. Obviously, look at me. But I think that you could give a up and coming creator some time with Matt Reeves to really hash out this idea of like, what if Commissioner Gordon was working with Batman and was also a man of color in that role? And I think that there's a great story there.
Yeah.
And I would be I would be excited if they made that choice.
Yeah, like that's just not another Batman thing.
Yeah,
that's more interesting to me.
Well, and we also just finished Gotham, which is the Commissioner Gordon show.
Yeah,
like we literally just had this television show for 6 years on television.
Yeah,
so like,
so you got to do something with it.
It has to be very different because I don't. And they're like, well, this one's set in kind of a 70s world, and I'm like, yeah, but so was Gotham. Like Gotham also was kind of set in a 70s world. Mm-hmm. They had modern technology. It was very anachronistic, which was fun. But
yeah, it's fine.
Nolan Pfeiffer says, do you think the next Batman movie will be good? I do, Nolan, and here's why. Matt Reeves is a genius. Matt Reeves made me emotionally invest in apes in a film in a way that I did not think was possible. 1. 2, Robert Pattinson is a brilliant actor. If you have not seen Good Time, just go watch it. It's a Safdie Brothers film. They're the ones who just did the Uncut Gems movie that everyone said Adam Sandler should have been nominated for an Oscar for. Mm-hmm. They're brilliant directors, and Good Time is so good. If you think that Robert Pattinson is not going to be a good Batman because all you've seen him in is Twilight, then all you've seen him in is that is not representative of the kind of actor that he is. Mm-hmm. Go see Tenet. I know that we say that we don't like Tenet all that much because of the audio problems, but he's great in it.
Yeah.
He's very Batman in Tenet as well. Mm-hmm. And go see Good Time. Those 2 roles alone, and he has a bunch of other great films, but those 2 roles alone, watch those and be like, oh, I get it. That guy could be Batman.
Yeah.
He's gonna be great.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm very excited for his take on it because I think he's a creative guy. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things where I honestly think that doing Twilight pushed him to be better.
Him and Kristen Stewart both.
Yeah, they both were like, okay, we need to, we did this thing, and unless we want to be stuck in this thing for the rest of our careers, we need to work on this. And they did. They broke out of that Twilight franchise, and literally, the stuff that they have done since is really, really fascinating.
Yeah, I also, if you want to see a really wonderful Kristen Stewart performance, I recommend Camp X-Ray, in which she plays a guard at Guantanamo Bay who begins a friendship with one of the terrorists who has been imprisoned there. And it is a really, really fascinating look on... It's a really fascinating look at the ways in which humans can interact with each other even when they are so far apart as ideologically and in their in their ideas of the world. And Camp X-Ray it's a beautiful film. It's a tough watch at points, but it's a beautiful film, and she's really, really good in it. She really is. She delivers an incredible performance. Mm-hmm. And honestly, Twilight is the thing that made them both household names.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I'm sure they're both grateful for that in a lot of ways. But it's the movies they've put out after that that have really cemented them both as remarkable actors to me.
Yeah. Yeah. They the thing that I love is that they put in the work. Mm-hmm. I you guys all know me. There's one thing that I find really hard. I have a hard time forgiving laziness. Mm-hmm. What?
It's just true.
No, it is. If this is
especially
what you want
yourself.
to do,
you're hardest on forgiving yourself.
Leave me alone.
For laziness.
Don't at me right now. No, I think that that the work that they had to do to break out of that mold is something I will probably never understand at that level, and I just have a lot of respect for that. Yeah. And so I'm really excited to give Robert Pattinson a chance as the Batman.
Before we move on from Batman to our next news story, I believe it was Natbat. Yeah, Natbat asked what we thought of Ben Affleck leaving the Batman role after 2 movies. Natbat, here's the thing. By the time the Snyder Cut comes out, it'll be 2 movies and a television series. But also, it looks like he is going to be in The Flash. So I would not yet say that Ben Affleck is done as Batman.
Yeah.
If it's just those 2 movies, that's fine. I liked his Batman. I didn't get what I wanted from it because I didn't really get a lot of it, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
I appreciated him as Bruce Wayne a lot. The dinner party scene at Lex Luthor's house in Batman v Superman he is so good as Bruce Wayne in that scene, and I wanted more. We never got to see Bruce Wayne billionaire out and about. You know what I mean? The way that we did with Christian Bale. So honestly, my take on Ben Affleck is that I just wish we had seen more of him as Batman.
I wish he'd been in better movies.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, obviously, we just got the new trailer for the Snyder Cut yesterday.
Yeah.
Which we're not really going to talk about here because it's the same trailer as the Fandom trailer. There's like 4 new shots.
Yeah,
so
like we were like, wait, we've already seen this.
Yeah, we've already talked about it. It's the same trailer. They're just putting it up again because they had to fix some music issues. What's up, Twitch? And so it's the same trailer. You know, we've already talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
The old podcast, back when it was a weekly podcast. We talked about that.
Guys, we used to do a weekly podcast.
And now we do it daily.
Hey, 5 days a week. It's fine.
So Natbat, to answer your question, I don't think Ben Affleck's done. I think that he said he was done, the same way that Daniel Craig said he was done with James Bond, and yet Daniel Craig still has a James Bond movie coming out next year. So I think that we're going to keep seeing that Batman. To be completely honest, I hope that for Ben Affleck's sake, we see him. I just hope he's happy, and I hope that he is handling his recovery well and is doing well. Just because I know that it was a tough time for him, and I really love Ben Affleck. I love him as a writer. I love him as a director. I love The Town. I love Argo. I love Good Will Hunting. You know, like Ben Affleck's career is really something that I've always really appreciated.
Yeah.
And I know that he struggles with some personal things, and I just wish the best for him because I really appreciate his work, and I've always appreciated his work, except for Geely, obviously, or Gigi. What is that movie? Is it Geely?
I don't know.
The really bad one he did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like one of those like famously.
Gigi is like the musical.
No, I think it's Geely.
Okay.
Gigli. But yeah, I just hope that he's doing well, and I hope he's Batman more. I would love to see more of that Batman and watch that Batman grow. But now it's Robert Pattinson, and how that ties in. Yeah, Geely. Thanks, Dark Dispatch. How that ties into the Justice League is going to be weird, because apparently there is a Superman in the new Batman with Robert Pattinson. There was a set photo of someone in a Superman suit.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, so, we'll see about that.
We will see. It's time to move on to our next news story, which is a cool one. Not really cool. It might be devastating to the industry of movie making. But Cinemark
it's interesting.
and Universal have come together to agree on a new deal to shorten the mandatory release window for cinemas. For those of you who don't know, when a movie comes out, there is an agreement between the distributors, which is the studios, and the actual theaters themselves, that they will not put the movie up online for video on demand streaming or premium video on demand. Premium video on demand is where you pay a rental price for it. Like the Mulan was premium video on demand, where they paid $30 on top of the
the streaming service.
So the movie theaters have typically had a window of like 3 months, and now the window is shortened between Cinemark and Universal to 30 days.
So what was it before?
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
So we cut that time into a third.
Yeah. So because of COVID, movie companies have been wanting to do this for a long time. They've been wanting to shorten that release window so that they could put the movies up and start making money through a second income source.
Yeah.
Because at-home video is big money in a way that we don't talk about enough, honestly, when we talk about box office. And the movie studios really have been wanting to push for this a while, but the theaters and the theatrical group, I can't remember the name of it, but they're all part of this union sort of idea together. They've had really good bargaining power because you cannot make that much money. You can't make as much money on streaming services as you can in person. And Avengers Endgame would not have made as much money if it could have been streaming.
Totally.
Just realistically. And so the new deal is essentially that we will see movies head to premium video on demand. So paid video on demand much faster, because Universal had already struck a similar deal with AMC. Cinemark owns Regal Cinemas, and AMC owns, obviously, AMC Cinemas. So between those two companies, that is the majority of cinemas in the United States. And Universal's bargaining power now to move forward and kind of force other smaller cinema companies into a similar deal is very strong. They're coming from a highly leveraged position. Because honestly, for the most part, they could put out their movies in only AMC and Cinemark locations and still make good money.
Yeah. Now, do these deals carry over to cinema companies outside the United States?
Well, Cinemark is a UK company that owns Regal. So technically, yes.
Okay, but not in Canada.
But also, because VOD and premium video on demand can be regionalized based on the country you're in, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because this will just affect United States releases right now.
Yeah, I'm just, if, for example, we live, like 2 hours from the border.
Yeah.
So if a movie comes out here and in the States the same day, we like it'll like we could drive across the border and like set up there and then stream it on the just the other side of the border.
Typically Canada goes the way the US goes as far as these things are.
So you think that like Cineplex and
I don't know who owns Cineplex, but it's not a Canadian company.
Okay.
Cineplex Odeon is owned by a parent company,
right?
So I'm assuming that they're going to fall in line with whatever everyone else is doing.
Okay, you think that this is going to be across the board? It's not just going to be
in Canada and the United States, yes, because our markets are typically more tied together than others.
Right.
Just because even when you look at domestic box office for a weekend return, the domestic box office is Canada and the United States. It's not, which is weird because domestic should just be the States, but Canada and the United States are actually considered together in domestic box office. It's why Tenet's opening weekend was somewhat inflated. And it was because the movie had been out in Canada for 10 days. And so it was 3 days in the United States, 10 days in Canada, and that was its opening weekend number. Yeah. Which is kind of... I didn't like the way that Warner Brothers did that. I thought that was a little disingenuous to release the number that way, but I don't know. It's not up to me. So the more interesting thing here is that this is going to continue to affect movie deals post-COVID. And I know that this deal is... Movie theaters are hurting right now, and so...
Well, I was going to ask, movie theaters are going to end up losing money on this deal. What made them sign it?
They didn't... So the people putting out the movies, essentially their argument is like, we are going to go under if you don't sign this deal. And the movie people were like, well, we're going to under if we do sign this deal. My understanding is that there is a cut that is going towards AMC and going towards Cinemark from the premium VOD release. And so AMC and Cinemark will apparently make some income from this. Okay. The problem with that is that for AMC and Cinemark, the majority of their profit in cinemas is concessions, which they won't be selling through these PVODs. So... there's a world in which this works out, right? Because right now, so many movies come out that you could conceivably fill your theater with only the last month's releases. Yeah. Especially in the summer, especially around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. It would mean that there is a tighter window for movie theaters to make money January through March and September through November. Yeah. But for the summer and winter months, the movie theater's probably fine. Yeah. Honestly, especially once new Star Wars movies are coming out, Avatar, once there are these movies coming out that you put in 7 or 8 theaters in your 16 theater house, there's also going to be this push towards the reclining leather chairs, having fewer seats. Definitely
more like a VIP vibe for that's what it was called in Canada anyways.
Yeah. There's going to be an even greater push for that and higher movie tickets, and going to the movies will be a higher class experience. Yeah. We're already seeing that with places like Alamo Draft House, these movie theaters that serve beer, wine, liquor, full meals.
Yeah, so in Canada, when you go to Cineplex, you can pay, I think it's $30 for a VIP ticket, and you get these leather lounge chairs. There are servers that take your order for food and drink and stuff like that, and it's very much that vibe.
And here's the thing, thank you for that, Shin. For the Empire, I am more than willing to spend that money for a nice night out. If the food is good, Alamo Draft House food is good. They're not messing around. You know what I mean? And so that's how I prefer to watch movies.
Yeah, hey, if that's your date night, great, I love it.
Unrealistic for families.
Yes.
And so, like, I think that you're always going to have those more stadium seating houses for family films.
Yeah, there'll probably be a few of them for the latest Disney Pixar.
Yeah, but for the adult crowd, those kind of premium experiences, especially the ones that are like, if your phone goes off, we kick you out. Those kind of experiences, I am here for.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this affects the movie-going business. It's really there is a world where we come back next year, right? The vaccine's out, everyone comes back to theaters. Theaters are packed, and all of these backlogs of movies come out. So the movie theaters don't even need to have movies there for 3 months because there's so much.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
So
of
they're
content.
full up. They're making money from that, and they're making money from the VOD. Like, there is a world in which this, in the short term, I think, works out for the movie theaters. Long term, I think it's bad for them.
Yes, 100%. Do you think there is a world in which movies that skipped theaters during COVID get put up specially in theaters for a week or two or an evening? You know, big things like, you know, like Tenet was like amazing to watch on a big screen. You know, movies like that. Do you think that maybe they get their weekend or their 2 weeks in the theaters as like a special thing?
No, there's gonna be too much content and no one's gonna care. Like, no one is gonna, like, if they put Trolls World Tour up, no one's gonna go see it.
Yeah. I mean, Mulan did poorly, but if Mulan did really well, you don't think people would, like, have seen it and be like, wow, I would love to, because, okay,
I could see it, like, in certain town, like a one house, like, special event night.
Because there are movies that I watch at home, and I'm like, wow, I wish I could have seen that in the theater.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I think that there's possibility of that.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's I don't think it's necessarily going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that there's so many exciting things people have been waiting for.
Yeah.
That, like, if you wanted to see Mulan, you've probably seen it by now.
For sure. For sure.
And so I know. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Just because that's not typical. Like, we don't typically re-release movies.
No, I know, but it's just you know, the theaters that are staying alive put like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and stuff in theaters, and
but those
I
are
love
classics.
That.
You know what I mean? Like, movie theaters are always going to be playing classics. That's a thing. I don't think that Mulan is a classic.
Well, no.
The original is. The original
meant,
Mulan
like,
is a classic.
But I meant if it was good. I'm trying to think of a movie, like, I'm trying to think of something that has come out and, you know, was supposed to be in theaters, and then...
Well, they've kind of pushed all of them, right? Like, Mulan is kind of the only big tentpole one. Because, like, even the ones we watched, Love and Monsters, that Jon Stewart, what was that movie called? The political one that we watched? Unbelievable or Impossible or something like that, which was very good.
I can't remember what it was.
Like The King of Staten Island, like, those movies all came out and got great reviews and are very fun, but, like, I don't think that people are clamoring for them to come back.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I just, as a person who, you know, hasn't been to the movies as much as I'd like, there are movies where I'm like, dang, I wish I'd gotten to experience that in theater.
I think that once theaters open, it's gonna be more about, like, Black Widow, Wonder Woman. Well, if Wonder Woman doesn't go to HBO Max next month, you know, those films are going. I think those are going to be the bigger pushes.
Totally.
Especially, and, like, the Batman. You know, like, there's a lot of movies that are supposed to come out next year. No Time to Die, the new Bond movie's now next year.
Yeah.
Dark Dispatch is bringing up that she'd like to see Train to Busan 2 Peninsula in theaters. That's actually one that I could see them doing. Train to Busan is one that I could see them doing, like, a what's that company called? Not Fandom. Phantom. There's a thing in Regal where, like, it's like they do special one-of-night events of the movies.
Oh, nice.
Train to Busan 2 is one that I could see just because it is a foreign film, so those already get weirder release schedules in the United States. And the first movie is so beloved. So I could see that one ending up in theaters for, like, a one-weekend special showing or something like that. The AMC 25 in Times Square would show that movie for a while.
Right.
Just because New York City has a very large Asian population that loves to see foreign Asian films.
Yep.
And that theater does really well with that kind of business. I got to see the Chinese film Nietzsche there, and it was subtitled, but it was in Mandarin. And I was clearly the only person in the room who didn't speak Mandarin and it was packed. Like, I got, like, the last ticket, and this was when you could go to a movie theater and it would be packed. the jokes in the subtitles were just clearly at a different time than the jokes in the Chinese on screen.
Yeah.
And so everyone else was laughing at different times than I was. But it was great. If you haven't seen the movie Nietzsche, Nezha, it's a really wonderful Chinese animated film from last year that I adored. It was cool. It was very fun. For the Empire Rebel Trooper, thank you for that.
Yeah, it's okay. I that was just I wondered, and we'll have to see what gets pushed back and what gets released on VOD. Because we still don't really know yet.
Yeah. But this will change movie theaters forever. So
yeah, that's
good luck, everybody.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm not nervous.
I mean, hey, I think the theaters did what they needed to do. They're like, we're not going to make it through this. We need something.
And honestly, this is the way that it's been going for a while.
Yeah. Now they just had like the power to.
What I'm curious about now is that these deals, before we move on, I'm curious to see if because of this, we're going to see more like Netflix movies and stuff like that have a couple weeks in theaters before being on Netflix. Or while being on Netflix. Because movie theaters have been pushing back on this. It was the big thing around The Irishman, the Netflix film from last year.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if deals like this are going to open that up more, and we'll see more films like, in the future, The Old Guard, things like that, being in a couple of theaters around the country, where if you want, you can watch on Netflix, or you can go see it in a cinema, because the window is not as tight anymore.
Yeah.
No. Y'all, it's time to talk about the latest in the Twitch saga that is DMCA.
Buckle up. We got some news.
Twitch made an announcement yesterday that I don't know how I feel about. And I don't think I know how you feel about. Because I think we're both a little conflicted on it.
I don't feel good, that's for sure.
Yeah. So Twitch has announced that they're partnering. I'm going to be reading a little bit off my iPad here because I want to make sure that I'm getting this right. Twitch is going to be partnering with Monstercat, which is a partnership. It's a program to allow streamers to subscribe to Monstercat Gold for $5 per month, which gives them access to not only a library of songs that they can play during their streams, DMCA free songs, for just $5 a month, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
If you're making money on Twitch, that's nothing.
Totally, $5 a month is one sub.
And if it's 2 subs for.
You're right.
For the streamer, not only that, but if you pay $5 a month to Monstercat Gold, you get Twitch affiliate status.
Yeah. So you can bypass the minimum viewers, minimum followers, minimum hours streamed, and just straight up pay for your affiliate status now.
And what's super weird about it, and what I don't... And here's the thing that I was looking for, and I haven't been able to find information on it. So I just want to be clear that there might be information on this somewhere. I just couldn't find it. I don't know if you buy 1 month at $5, are you an affiliate forever?
I don't know.
Because Twitch doesn't take away affiliate status.
As far as we know, yeah.
I've never heard of someone outside of being banned from the platform losing affiliate status.
Yeah.
So do you have to pay every month to keep your affiliate status?
I don't know.
Or can you just pay $5 to become an affiliate? Because honestly, for the majority of people, $5 to become an affiliate and then you cancel the service for month 2, $5 is what? That's a coffee at Starbucks.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I don't know how I feel about this, and I think that a lot of people on Twitch are going to be very upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, our chat is very upset about it, and I'm honestly kind of on their side. A lot of people in our chat right now are Twitch streamers who have worked very hard to build up their community, become an affiliate, and, check off all those boxes. And for someone to be able to come in and just, slap a $5 on the table and be like, all right, it really devalues what it means to be a Twitch affiliate. And I think it's disrespectful.
Yeah, and honestly, here's the thing. The barrier to being an affiliate for some people is a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I remember getting that email saying that I had done it. And look, it took a lot less time for me than it did other people because I piggybacked on Clarus, essentially. And, it was 5 weeks. It took me 5 weeks to become an affiliate. And I got that email and I was over the moon. You know what I mean? Like, I was so excited.
Yeah.
Becoming an affiliate was really something that, like, I didn't realize I wanted as much as I clearly did because of how happy I was to get it.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've had so many people in our community lately become affiliates. Scanny recently.
Yeah.
Orange. Rebel. If I'm not mentioning you, I'm sorry. That there's just so many.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people that we support and that we love.
We watched Turf become affiliate.
Yeah.
We were there for Ducky's affiliate stream. We were there, like...
Well, and it's an exciting thing. Like, becoming an affiliate is a huge milestone in your, like, Twitch career or whatever you want to call it.
But that's gone now. Like, becoming an affiliate now means nothing.
Yeah.
And that... I really think that it's I think it's unfortunate for the people who care about Twitch, for the community who feel invested here, that they've taken away now this, like, this thing that matters to us. You know what I mean? Like, showing up for every time I've gotten to help someone get to affiliate, now that I'm an affiliate, and then showing up for the first affiliate stream, every single time has been so exciting and so much fun. Yeah. And it's like, streamers always show up for new affiliate streams because we want you to feel welcome. Yeah. You know, like, welcome to the club. It's a fun club to be a part of. Yeah. You've done it, and now it means nothing. It literally means $5. It means a coffee. Yeah. Yeah. It means that you paid for the service that's trying to save Twitch from the DMCA problem. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know what it means to be a small streamer now in this. You know what I mean? Because now the only thing that you can earn on Twitch is partner, which is almost impossible. Like, it's tough. It's tough unless you have 100 people in your room. Like, it's a really, really difficult thing to do. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm kind of upset about it, and the more that I think about it, the more upset about it I am. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Here's the thing that's really bugging me about it. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I am kind of pissed at Twitch, because what this looks like to me is that there was a problem that Twitch knew was going to be a problem that they never addressed. It finally became a problem, and then Twitch's response to that problem was to point at the streamers and go, hey, this is your fault, and also, here's how you can pay us. And that's not true. This is Twitch's fault. They are the parent company. The ways in which we could have been streaming legally should have been given to us, but they never were. Twitch just ignored it. Twitch allowed its platform to break the law for years. Yeah. It's catching up with them. It's biting them in the ass. And their response to it is, how can we monetize our failure and put a financial burden on top of the streamers, as well as everything else we've already done. Yeah. And, you know, the way that they're handling the DMCA stuff is really, like, I'm really frustrated, and there's a part of me that's like, I just want to move to YouTube. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't really, because I love Twitch, I love my community, I know how many people wouldn't make that transition, so I don't want to lose my community. Yeah. But Twitch is literally putting streamers in a position where it's like, either move to YouTube, or stay here and pay us to be unsure if you're safe. Yeah. And that's where we're at. We're literally at a point where Twitch is saying, if you stay on Twitch, you can pay us, and you still might get DMCA'd for in-game music, so it's kind of like a middle finger to you. And Yeah. And on top of that, anyone can be an affiliate, so, like, even that doesn't matter. Yeah, and that's, you know, I think doing this actually might end up, you know, hurting Twitch in a sense, because... Yeah, people might end up hauling over to YouTube because they're like, well, being a Twitch affiliate doesn't mean anything anymore. Yeah. It literally, like, Twitch has devalued their status as a streaming platform at the moment. I think. I honestly think that that's the underlying current to all of this. Well, especially the fact that Twitch refuses to delete stuff that you've deleted, to actually delete it. Yeah. Like, the fact that Twitch streamers live in a world where we all might just get banned at any point for stuff that isn't even on our channel anymore. Yeah. Like, we will just get removed for DMCA stuff that we have no control over. So, like, we all might end up on YouTube anyway, because there might be a point where Twitch just starts picking us off one by one as they go through our old VODs. Oh my gosh. And, like, you know, my VODs are super clean. I never play music in my VODs. And yet, I'm like, well, yeah, but I play games. Played games. Well, gosh. And the scariest part for streamers is that, you know, if, for example, we were to voluntarily move over to YouTube tomorrow. Yeah. You know, we could tell everybody,
We could be like, hey guys, this is what we decided to do. Please come and join us if you feel so inclined. If we get banned or deleted, like, we lose access to our community to let them know that, you know, we're going to be on YouTube.
Well, and let's be honest, like, it would take us months to financially get to the point we're at on Twitch.
For sure.
It would take us, like, we would literally, and we're unemployed, like, we would lose, Twitch and Patreon are our incomes.
Yeah.
Like, we would lose more than half of our monthly income if we moved to YouTube tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we would lose most of it.
Easily.
And it's a scary thought, and, like, I understand why people are just picking up and moving over to YouTube because they don't want it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, thankfully we have Discord to connect with our community. But, you know, I have, like, my Twitch does have over 1,000 followers, and they're definitely not in Discord.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where I can't, like, if my channel were to get deleted, I can't go back to those followers and just let them know, like, hey guys, I'm going to be hopping over this way, you know, come join me if you want. It's, you know.
So go subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, plug in the YouTube channel. No, but this is a serious thing, and it's really unfortunate. I think it's really distasteful how Twitch is handling this. Yeah, they're basically just giving you the middle finger and saying, you pay us, and, you know, we'll try.
Yeah, I don't know. I was shocked to read it this morning. Yeah. To read that, like, this thing that mattered, that Twitch made matter. You know, you get your cool email, and you know, you get your first sub badge, and, like, it just matters to people. And for them to just, in an email, make that not matter anymore, and be like, you know what, this was never really a thing, so... Yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah.
There are people who worked so hard to earn that affiliate status. I mean, myself included. You know, like, I didn't know what I was doing on Twitch, and I had to figure it out. Yeah. I had to, like, I think I was like 5 or 6 weeks as well before I hit it. You know, like, it's just taking that away from people is a really crappy thing to do in the middle of all of this.
Yeah, and I honestly, part of it for me is, like, I remember putting in my Instagram bio that I was a Twitch affiliate, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll take that out because, like, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, those things, like, you know, I think that we kind of, as streamers, we take that little piece of our identity and we're proud of it. Like, you know, you've taken something that people are proud of and people have earned, and you've basically been like, hey kids, doesn't mean shit. Yeah. Sorry, we're trying not to swear on the morning show, but I don't know, I'm upset.
Yeah, like, honestly, the more that I think about it, the more I'm just like, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah. I think Twitch may have screwed up. I think they keep screwing up. I think they're just, like, digging, you know, like...
Well, but they keep screwing up because they keep making it the affiliate's fault and the partner's fault for all this. Yeah. Like the DMCA strike. Well, it's your guys' fault for having music in your streams. Oh, no, but I deleted those VODs. Oh, yeah, well, it's your fault that we can't delete them and that they live forever here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Twitch keeps making it the content creator's fault. And they're, like, the big content creators, the ones who can move to YouTube without worrying about all this stuff, are gone soon. Yeah. Like, and some of them already are. Some of them have already left. Dubs left. You know, like, people have already left, and more people are going to. And the creators who are big enough to not have to worry about this are going to leave. Yeah. They're just going to be like,
it's not worth the risk. I mean, that's, you know, that's what I would do. If I wasn't relying on my Twitch income to eat, you know, like, I would definitely be considering just yeeting on over to YouTube. But, like, it's a scary thing, like, because you've worked so hard on this platform to build up your community and connect with people, and Twitch is kind of taking that away. And, you know, there's a great point in the chat right now. It's not only from the streamers, it's also from the viewers who supported the streamers that they love. And now that time that they put in, that effort, that, you know, that networking they did, hey friend, come check out this person's chat, give them a follow, let's get those average views up. That all yeah.
Well, from the viewer perspective, and this is another way in which it hurts the streamers, right? Mm-hmm. We have people like the people who helped me get to affiliate, Shiny Umbreon Master, Wargamester, the Broken Pirates. Like those people put in the time. Scanny Land, he was Scanny Land back then. Now he's Mad Lad Scanny. Like those people really pushed me to affiliate, right? They put in the time. And so they're still a part of the community now because they feel invested in it. Yeah. And I hate to, I'm not trying to like make it seem, I'm not trying to make it seem like a gross relationship, but that there is a relationship that was built not just for the streamer who got to affiliate, but also for the OGs and channels who are like, I was a part of something. Like I was a part of getting that person to affiliate. So now I'm a part of that community. And so taking the building to affiliate away from the streamer literally takes away a part of our ability to build initial communities. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if Twitch had put out, I think if they had pushed this music platform and they were just like, hey guys, we have an option for you, $5 a month and you can get this music library, and it was nothing to do with being an affiliate, it probably would have been a smart choice, honestly. I would have been like, okay, Twitch is trying. Twitch is onto something here, and they're not just gonna let us drown. They're trying to give us options, and now it's like,
but why are we paying for it? Facebook licensed the music for their gaming service. And the content creators on Facebook don't have to pay for it. And you can't tell me, well, Facebook's a big company. Amazon's a giant freaking company. Amazon has Amazon Music. You're telling me that Twitch can't partner with Amazon Music somehow? Really? You're telling me that the streamers have to pay $5 a month?
Yeah, that's true.
Look, for I'm bringing up Emmy Rome because she just made partner and we're proud of her. But like for Emmy Rome, 2 subscriptions a month going towards your music service is whatever. But for someone who like is only getting 15 subs a month, like losing 2 of those sucks. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and I just don't understand why. I don't understand why this is so difficult. I really don't. And I don't know why Twitch keeps making these decisions the way that they do.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think it comes from greed.
Yeknomses in the chat says, we'd be having a different conversation if the whole affiliate thing wasn't on the table. And you're absolutely right. The thing about this that bugs me, the $5 a month, whatever, like at the end of the day,
they could partner with Amazon Music, and that would be great, and that would be smart. But they're not gonna. Whatever.
It would be complicated. But it's really the affiliate thing that I'm like, okay, great. So then like, so now Twitch is a pay to play service, and before it wasn't. Before you earned this, and like you don't, it's not the craziest thing that you earned. It's not like you put in 15 years of your life and you get an award. It's just.
But still, it means something.
It meant something.
Yeah.
It meant something, and it doesn't now. Muddles40 in the chat says, the root of the issue also is music industry greed, that they refuse to construct a way for streamers to find a direct way to legally stream music, that they could make a separate service in less than a week that a streamer could buy into a fair price and start making even more than they'd ever lost. Muddles, it's honest, dude, it's so much more complicated than that, and that's the problem. Like, the problem legally is that you can't just, like, put all the music on a streaming service for streamers to use. Like, that doesn't exist. There's no way to give the broadcast rights to that many songs that easily, and broadcast rights are just complicated, and like radio stations have broadcast rights, but they pay per play of each song. They don't get like a service and it's like, well, you can do as much as you want with it. You can play the same song 10 times in a row. Like, you just can't. And so because it's about broadcast rights, it's so complicated, and it's so the issue is so massive
that Twitch should have been on it years ago.
Yeah, and honestly, the easiest thing to do is just not play music. Honestly, the problem is that games keep putting music in them, but the games don't have broadcasting rights, and so it really just comes down to this idea, this push pull really of the people have let it go because free advertising is never a bad thing. Yeah. But also, like, once the free advertising gets to the point where you don't seem to be making money, as much money as the people doing the broadcasting, it becomes a problem for the people who are, the advertising isn't helping them at all. In the streaming world, broadcasting is very complicated, and I don't know. I don't know what to do. Shin in the chat says, I understand the frustration, but for me it doesn't change anything. though I must still support you guys. Oh, thank you, Shin. The whole DMCA thing, I feel, will backfire eventually, so don't lose hope yet. I'm not losing hope, dude. I'm not. It's more because long term we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, like we're gonna be fine.
If
we're gonna be fine. It just feels like we've kind of been shit all over a bit now.
I think that in the short term, if Twitch implodes, it's like 3 tough months for us to rebuild somewhere else. You know what I mean? I think that if Twitch goes away, which it could, like this could be the end of Twitch, and I don't think I'm being hyperbolic to say that. Harris Heller said that in his video about this. Like, the people who know more than I do are also kind of being like, this could be the end of Twitch. It might not be. It might be. We don't know yet. We don't know how it's going to shake down. But if this is the end of Twitch at some point in the next bit, I think it's going to be 3 months of tough rebuilding somewhere else. Which would probably for us be YouTube, because we already have videos on YouTube. Mm-hmm. We already have stuff there. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope that things work out. I hope Twitch figures it out, because the community here is so great. And we know how to use this platform. We don't have to learn anything. We already have sub badges here. That stuff's all done. Yeah. But you know, I think it would be 3 tough months rebuilding somewhere else. Yeah. Which would be YouTube. We're not going to be on Facebook Gaming. Sorry, Facebook. But...
No. Yeah, sorry. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was all the news, wasn't it?
There's other small stuff, but I think that's where we should end the show. For those of you who are in the chat, we're going to end the recording of the show quickly, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do a reaction video live with you to the new Tom and Jerry trailer. Yeah. So stick around through this, and then we're going to raid North Trooper after that. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, that video will be up on the YouTube as well, so go check that out after this one. And for those of you who are listening to the podcast feed, check out our YouTube page and consider subscribing over there. We've been growing in subscribers lately, which is nice.
Yeah,
It going up. And
people like our Pokemon card videos.
Yeah, we should just play Pokemon card videos, play Pokemon cards on video for people. Apparently that's the content that the internet really wants. Yeah. So there will probably be more of those coming up soon. For the rest of you who are here live, thank you so much. It means the world to us. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Mm-hmm. And I think you're streaming today.
I am. I'm streaming at 1 p.m. Eastern today with some more Skyrim.
And y'all, I know I usually play Diablo 2 on Wednesday nights. I will still be playing it. I'm not going to stream tonight. Just give myself a little bit of a break. I'm going to be playing, and my voice will be in Tommy Tsunami stream. So if you want to come check it out, check out Tommy4_Tsunami. And we're going to be playing Diablo tonight, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll probably play for 4 or 5 hours, and I'm very, very excited. Joker Jester Clown is asking, what is your Twitch?
Oh, I stream over at Scariest.
Can you throw a shout out for yourself?
I don't think I can shout out myself.
Oh, interesting.
Rebel, can you shout me out?
Yeah, can someone please shout out my wife? And thank you for shouting out. No, it's 4_Tsunami.
Yeah, Tommy has 4 underscores in his name for some reason.
It's the worst. I love the guy, but it's the worst.
Yeah. Thank you.
That Joker Jester Clown, that is her Twitch. There.
Yeah, I'm playing my Night King build. It's gonna be fun. I'm really loving it. Yeah, I'm really loving it.
And we're gonna come back and do that trailer reaction. But for everyone else, we're gonna say goodbye. Mm-hmm. The way we always do. My name's David Webb.
I'm Arielle Edwards.
Do something nerdy tonight. Bye-bye.